A student came to a lesson recently and laid out her entire collection of shoulder rests on the table. 5 of them. A couple chin rests, too. Hundreds of dollars of equipment. And she was still in pain. If you've got a drawer like that, I need to tell you something up front. Your shoulder rest was never the problem. My name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a professional violinist, a certified Alexander technique teacher, and the author of Soulforce. And by the end of this video, you're going to learn why no shoulder rest has ever fixed your neck and shoulder tension, one simple test that tells you what your setup actually needs to do, and why the real fix was never in your equipment at all. All right, and so a quick question before we go any further. How many shoulder rests have you been through? Drop the number in the comments below. It'll be fun to see how many everybody watching has gone through. So here's the thing that almost no one tells you. A shoulder rest can fit you in one of 2 states, when you're tense and when you're free. And most of us go shopping for a shoulder rest or a chin rest when we're unconsciously hunching the shoulder up and pressing your jaw down onto the chin rest. And so when you finally find one that feels okay, what you've actually done is built a perfectly shaped custom cradle for your tension. And so it's no wonder the next one doesn't fix it either. You keep fitting your setup to the same tense body. Frederick Matthias Alexander, the originator of the Alexander technique, had a line about people obsessing over the perfect chair to sit in all day. He said, "Educate yourself, not your furniture." The same applies here. The leverage was never in the hardware, it's in you. In a minute, I'm going to give you a test that shows you exactly which body state you've been fitting for. But first, I want to name why the normal advice fails, because it's not actually bad advice, it's just incomplete. So people have all kinds of ideas about what kind of shoulder rest to use, or chin rest, or whether to use one at all. But the standard guidance is to find what feels comfortable. And this is sensible, but it still misses an important point. Even though you might currently feel, some tension or pain, the majority of it, the underlying tension habit, often goes unnoticed. And this is just because of how habits work. You're simply so used to using your body a certain way, holding a certain amount of tension, that kind of thing, that you're not fully aware of it anymore. And so if you're bringing those tension patterns to your shoulder rest adjustment, then all you're doing is fitting your shoulder rest around the tension habits you already have. A rest can feel comfortable on your skin, for example, while you're still hunching, but then you're still hunching. All right, and here's how you know it's not about the equipment. If you've tried several shoulder rests and chin rests, you've watched 3 fitting tutorials, and you've even seen a luthier, and you still hurt, it's not the rest. It's something you're doing to yourself. And that's actually good news, because it means you're in control. You can change your habits. And this is a big part of what I teach. So, why do we clamp in the first place? All right, 2 main reasons. To not drop the violin, obviously, and then, ostensibly, to keep the left hand free for shifting, etc. So, you end up pinning the violin between your chin and your shoulder, but this is, first of all, not the best way to keep your violin from dropping, because all the tension involved affects every other aspect of your playing. Your sound, your technique, your expression, all the attention just gets in the way of all that. And so you can't free your left hand that way either, because a tense neck is a tense hand. The tension travels from one place to another. So think of it less like a diving board clamped hard on one end and everything, and the violin kind of just sticking out in space, and more like a web, like this thing, where the chin and shoulder and fingers and bow are all gently sharing the job, all these different contact points. None of them are gripping. Held that way, someone could walk up and pluck the violin out of your hands with almost no resistance. That's the standard. Not just comfortable, but held so lightly it could just about fall out of your hands. That's what we're going for. That should be your baseline. All right, so now here's the test. Here's how to find out what your setup actually needs to do. So stand the way you'd stand as if you had no violin at all. Arms at your sides, your neck at ease, This is your baseline. This is the body state you want to protect. Now, ideally, with a friend or a mirror, have the violin set on your collarbone and shoulder while your arms just hang. Don't lift it into place yourself, or if you have to. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But don't lift it into place. Don't push your shoulder up. Don't push your jaw down. Just let it sit and look at the gap between your violin and your chin. When I did this with my student, there was like a good inch of open space. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. If you see this space here. So that inch is exactly what your shoulder rest has to fill, but while your body stays free. And here's something that I say to almost everyone. If you are a hunter when you play, you almost certainly need a taller shoulder rest, not shorter. Because the moment your shoulder drops and you stop hunching your neck down, more space opens up and something has to fill it, right? So you need the shoulder rest, you need to fit the shoulder rest to your body in a state of freedom, right? And freedom doesn't look like pushing your head down and hunching your shoulder up. So to bring your head down to the instrument, instead, when you actually have this space filled, all you need to do is turn your head so the corner of your jaw just touches the chin rest, the corner of your jaw here, right? So you want that violin to fill the whole space. And you can see here, I have a very tall shoulder rest because without it, I need to push down or hunch up, right? All right, so here's a second test you can do right now. So bring the violin from the rest position up to playing position, back and up and down a few times. Of course, this also applies to viola. I don't want to be exclusive of violists here. So violin or viola go up and down. Just watch yourself in a mirror or film it on your phone, and you should look the same whether your violin is up or down. Same head, same neck, same back, right? Because you wouldn't go around like this all day, right? Hunching your shoulder and neck the regular life. So why would you do that when you're with your violin or viola? So when you try this, if you sort of collapse or hitch your body the moment it comes up, then you just watched your habit happen. Most people can't necessarily feel this right away, but you can probably see it if you watch in a mirror or on a recording. So now what I'm saying here is largely about violin and viola, but the principle underneath is universal. It's identical on any instrument, whether you play guitar or piano or cello or trombone or whatever. The rule holds. Your equipment should fit your body in a free state. Gear should serve a free body, and if you set up around a braced body, then you'll just brace more comfortably, right? So now actually dialing in your shoulder rest so it holds without any clamping. Okay, so you need to do a couple things. You need to have enough grip on the rubber pad so it doesn't slide once you stop squeezing, right? And you need that feeling of freedom to go through your whole body instead of just understanding it. And that's a whole big study. It's hands-on, and it's hard to do that in just 10 minutes. So I've made a full webinar. It's completely free, where I walk you through the entire violin viola setup, step by step with your instrument in your hands. It's about 45 minutes. It includes the test that I do with students that lets you feel and not just hear about or understand intellectually what a free setup actually looks and feels like. It's the closest thing to being in the room with me. So just enter your email below, or rather with using the link below, and you can watch it right now. The link is in the description. So if you want to work with me live, a couple ways of doing that. I run a free live online class every month called the Musician Extension Reset Lab. The link for that is below as well. So I want you to actually try this stuff, though. It doesn't do anything if you don't actually do it. So try that, gauge the space test, right? See how much space you have with your shoulder relaxed and your head not pushing down. And tell me what you actually noticed, like how much space was there. And also tell me in the comments how many shoulder rests and chin rests you've been through. It'd be a lot of fun to see everybody's numbers. Okay, well, that's all for today. I'll see you next time.